Yo, what the heck is up, everybody? What is this? Thursday night? We have a guest. I don't normally have a lot of guests in studio. So Carrington, let me actually...
I was rubbing my eye on the beginning of the video.
No, you're good. So
I was rubbing my eye. I didn't mean to do that.
Carrington over here said, hey, man, we've been trying to do this since like what? Christmas, somewhere around there?
Hold on. It's not my fault. See, you're going to start this chat and you're going to make people think that I was trying to big time you.
No.
That's not what happened. We had a date scheduled to do this during the playoffs.
We did.
And COVID was going around your house. It was
COVID.
this was ground zero for the Rona over here. And we couldn't do it then. And then the time you wanted to reschedule was during the week of the Super Bowl. And I just had to say that's not a good week for me. I'm kind of busy during this time. So I said, once the season is over, I will happily come over here and I will do it. So now this is the time that I said I would do it. I'm excited to come on here and answer questions and talk. And yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, we were going to link and chat. Some of you guys know this. But my daughter got the stomach bug. You guys remember that? And we had to cancel with Carrington. Because I was like, bro, my daughter just threw up. And then 2 days later, my wife did.
I was going to come over in the morning. We were going to do it like Wednesday morning of the AFC Championship game against the Bengals. Yeah, no, we were going to do it. And then COVID zero was started over here at the house. And yeah, no, so we couldn't do it then. But no, I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to answer questions. I'm sure we're going to talk about my L'Jarius Sneed trade idea. We're talking about DeAndre Hopkins, so I'm excited.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you being here. I mean, even from like when the channel was a lot smaller, you know, you've always been just chill, man. I was like, this is the Carrington. He's like, yeah, man, I'll come on your show. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it.
I was like, okay, dope, dude. So yeah, man, we've been trying to do this for a while. What's up, everybody in chat? Hope you guys are having a good night. I see Gina in here. Yo, Uri, what's up? Night Haunter. Gary, what up? FLDB's in here. Thanks for the membership renewal, FLDB. Let's get it. I already saw a question that would be interesting to talk about. Where did that go? NBA Superstar said, yo, I watch you every day. Dude, honored. Prairie Girl, Cole, live tomorrow. Yeah, I'll still go live tomorrow. This is just like a little extra. Here's one. Is D-Hop worth a second-round pick? He's been hurt a lot, says Anthony. Thoughts on that? We've been talking about this left and right.
I'm sure you have been talking about it. We talked about it a lot earlier on the show today. So I looked this up. Patrick Mahomes has thrown a touchdown pass to 12 different wide receivers since he's been the quarterback of the Chiefs. Only one of them has been over 30 years old, and that was Josh Gordon. The Chiefs like 24 to 26-year-old, 5'11", 195-pound, wiry wide receivers. That's just not what DeAndre Hopkins is. Like, I think DeAndre Hopkins is more like Julio Jones than people want to give credit. Like, look it up. Julio Jones in 2019 was still that guy. Still a top 5 receiver in the league. Well, 2020 an injury happens. 2021 an injury happens. 2022, and now it's over. Like, nobody wants Julio Jones on their team.
Yeah.
Like, I think DeAndre Hopkins has one more productive season possibly left in him. That I just think the team that needs to go get DeAndre Hopkins is probably more like the Bears, the Jets, the Saints, like a team that feels like he kind of changes the calculus for them. A team that feels like they move the needle. That's certainly not the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'd feel different about DeAndre Hopkins if he was a free agent player.
Yep,
but you got to trade for DeAndre Hopkins, and you have to negotiate a extension for DeAndre Hopkins to try to get his base salary and his cap hit number down. So I don't think DeAndre Hopkins makes a lot of sense. I think it's more name than game at this point. And I just don't think it's in line with the moves that we've seen the Chiefs do over the last 5 years. They've never made a trade or signed a player like DeAndre Hopkins. A guy for a multiple-year contract, because that's what it would be for DeAndre Hopkins, who is clearly at the end of his career. They've never made that kind of move. I just don't know why they would do it now.
That was my thing too. I was like, if he was a free agent, that'd be like a different convo.
Very different conversation.
Yeah, I didn't like dive into it, but I saw today they were wanting at least a second round for him, and he's about to be 31, and that MCL injury bothers me maybe more than some. But he had surgery on it, and then sat out the last 2 games because he re-aggravated it. Now, could he just be given up on the season because Kyler's done? their team was a wash. I mean, he knew it was over, so maybe. But okay,
so I'll give you another stat. I'll
Go
give
ahead.
you 2 stats here. I'll give you 2 stats. The last 2 seasons, there's only been one other player in the National Football League over 30 who has had 1,000 yards. It's not Travis Kelce. Tyler Lockett. So,
Okay.
like, typically when you hit 30, it's kind of over in that sense. Now, I don't think the Chiefs need him to be a 1,000-yard guy. But they probably need him to be an 800-yard guy. So I know that changes it just a little bit. The Chiefs have the 63rd overall pick. So that's a late second-round pick. The last time they had the 63rd overall pick, they drafted Creed Humphrey. So you had a chance to take a player who is obviously a day one starter for you, a guy that I think one day is going to be in the Chiefs Ring of Honor. So I just think that DeAndre Hopkins, to me, just makes more sense for a team on a rookie contract. You'll spend the $14, $15 million for a wide receiver if you're Chicago because you need to give your quarterback more weapons. That's just not where the Chiefs are. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm playing in the Allen Lazard market. I'm playing in the Jacoby Myers. I'm just playing in a very different game at this point because of what we need and where we are.
Are those a couple people you'd be interested in if Juju didn't re-sign? Like we haven't talked about this. Are you team re-sign Juju for a reasonable price? If so, cool. But if it doesn't work out, a couple of the receivers you just mentioned, is that who you would be leaning towards?
Yeah, I don't think Juju's going to get as much money as other people do. This is why. The last 2 years he's hit free agency, there just hasn't been this robust market to go pick up Juju Smith-Schuster. He hit free agency during that weird COVID offseason. He had a couple of different options, but nobody wanted to give him the multiple-year contract. He went back to Pittsburgh. He then came back from Pittsburgh, and the Chiefs signed him originally to like a 1-year, $3 million deal. Then the Chiefs bumped it up there right before the start of the season and gave him all those incentives because there was such a pay discrepancy between him and MVS.
Yeah.
So
Quite a bit.
I just don't think the market for Juju is going to be there. Like, one thing that people, and I really kind of press people on this at work, is every contract that I hear for Juju is more based around, well, there's nobody else to pay. Well, that doesn't mean you have to sign a player to a bad contract. That doesn't mean you got to give Juju $48 million over 3 years because there's nobody else to give the money to, especially when we live in an era now where second-round wide receivers are more likely than ever to step in and help you.
Yeah.
Third-round receivers are more likely to step in and help you. So if you're the Detroit Lions, for example, if your option is give Juju 3 years, $42 million, or roll the dice in the second round, I'd much rather roll the dice in the second round and see if we can find another receiver. So I think Juju's going to be back, but I don't think Juju's going to sign for the contract that many people do. Whenever Juju re-signs, I don't think we look at that deal as being bad for the Chiefs in any way. Even the MVS deal was, 3 years, $36 million, but it's really a 1-year, $12 million deal with an option for a second year.
Yeah.
That's all it really is. So I think Juju's going to sign something really, really similar.
That's good. There was a couple follow-up questions on that.
Yeah, of course.
Somebody said, where did the DeAndre Hopkins rumors even start? Which I thought was a good question. I don't know. I mean, I just know he wanted out. He wanted out of Arizona. And
so earlier today, Mike Gesicki, he tweeted something about it. Benjamin Albright, I'm sure you follow him on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He mentioned something and said Kansas City. You know, there's always like the bet online and all these different things. They had Kansas City pretty high up on the trade rumors. So I understand why people are putting the 2 and 2 together. Kansas City doesn't have a legit number one wide receiver. You can trade for DeAndre Hopkins. Let's say the 2 is a little bit too high. You can get him for a 3rd or a 4th round pick. So DeAndre Hopkins for a 4th round pick, you get him to restructure. Like, I see why people are putting the 2 and 2 together when it comes to the Chiefs and DeAndre Hopkins. That's just not a player I'd be super interested in. I would be interested in the draft pick and the extension.
Yeah.
I would be interested in both, especially when last year you got Kadarius Toney for a 3rd round pick. Like, there's always going to be that wide receiver that was a bust that you can get for the cheap. I mean, that's been a Veach special. We've seen him do it with Kadarius Toney. We saw him do it with Damian Wilson. Like, we can name 5 players over the last 4 years that they've kind of found. We think that you can't get a Paris Campbell on a cheap 6th round contract and get 2 years of a rookie deal. So I just think that they've shown that they can find value at wide receiver. I just wouldn't trade for DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, yeah, when they grabbed KT, That's the other thing. He's like 20. I don't even know. 23. He's like young.
Yeah.
Young, low cost. Weekend said, this bro is spitting. Not familiar with this guy. What's his channel? Oh, why does this look like this? Let me fix that. This is Carrington Harrison with 610 Sports. So he's one of the, I mean, you could talk about yourself better than I can, but one of the go-to guys with Kansas City sports, man.
That seems.
He's got a show.
That's lofty. I don't know if I'm a go-to guy for anything.
I mean,
just nonsense and foolishness.
You host The Drive, which is Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m.
That's true. Oh, goodness.
My mic just died. I'm sorry for everybody who just heard that mic slap. It literally, it bowed in the presence of Carrington. It just bowed right down.
It's breaking things. I know. As you see, I ain't touching nothing. I haven't touched anything. All I had was one Boulevard wheat and some water. I haven't touched anything else.
But yeah,
I don't want to touch anything else.
So yeah, you can follow him on Twitter. He's got a bunch of followers. How can I?
Oh, you can put my Twitter handle on there?
Yeah. I mean, I could do this. I could just share your.
I'm just mesmerized by this setup. Have you guys seen the movie Eagle Eye? That's what Cole's setup looks like. It looks like the Eagle Eye, the Eagle Eye movie.
This is Carrington's Twitter. I don't want that. I forgot I just messed this all up. Hold on. Here we go.
Oh, I don't.
This ain't gonna look right, but I'm gonna pull up. I'm just gonna pull up his Twitter so you guys.
There's a lot going on here.
If you guys want to follow Carrington, this is his Twitter.
Shout out to Joy Taylor. That's really the theme of this. Is shout out to Joy.
But yeah, he's always on Twitter.
She's amazing.
What else? You do have a YouTube channel, but you kind of stopped posting on it for now. You got other stuff in the works.
Yeah, no, I haven't been posting on it. That's why I come on your YouTube channel. That's why I'm on here to help promote your YouTube channel.
But they could go also to your website, like your radio site.
Yeah,
listen,
610sports.com. The Odyssey app, it works by 41% of the time. It's great. the Odyssey app is great. It works. It works every once in a while. That's great.
Just so you guys know, as you're asking questions, I am flagging some, and we are going to talk about them. We'll get to them as fast as I can. Typically, if I'm by myself, I'll do a Q&A, and it's like pretty rapid fire, but since me and Carrington are talking back and forth as well as answering questions, just know that I am looking at them. I'm putting some up on the board, and I'm flagging some to talk more. So if you have a question, definitely ask, and we will try to get to them. We'll be on here for roughly an hour, and appreciate you guys.
Longer than that. Who knows?
Yeah, appreciate you guys being in here. Let's see. We got.
If we get another Boulevard wheat, I might be here for longer. We can just keep.
I got one right here.
Oh wow! Look at this.
Look at that.
All right. Hey. All right.
Look at that.
All right. Well. I'll just keep telling stories, and we'll just keep answering questions. That sounds great.
All right, so here's a couple more that I flagged.
Okay. Somebody said your camera's looking crispy.
Yeah, it's in 4K. I mean, I don't always stream in 4K. I forgot to change it, to be honest, to 1080, but the stream's holding strong and it's fine. But no, I didn't change anything up. It looks different. Can I answer
this question about Juju and Frank Clark, actually?
Yeah, these are all the questions I've pulled.
Yeah, let's answer the Frank Clark question.
Yeah.
I do think Frank Clark will be back on the team next year. I think it's kind of developed into more family than football for Frank staying on the Chiefs. I mean, last year his contract was up, and they renegotiated his deal to create $12.7 million in cap space for the team. I think they're going to do something pretty similar this year to create a lot of cap space for the Chiefs. So I would say, if you're asking me right now, give you two free agents that I think will be on the team, back with the team next year. I would say one is Frank Clark. I'd say two, Jerick McKinnon.
Okay.
I think both of them will be on the team for next year. So, yeah, if you can look at it right now, I didn't know we could do all this, but
yeah, this is Frank Clark right now for 2023.
This is incredible. So his base salary, you lost it.
Just went away. Come back. There it is.
His base salary is $20.5 million. Let's go over to the cap hit. All right, so his cap hit is $28.6 million. I think we all can agree that Frank Clark will not have a cap hit of $28.6 million next year.
That's more than Chris Jones right now.
Yeah, he's not going to have that cap hit. So you also can look at dead cap. So basically what you do is you subtract the cap hit from the dead cap, and that's how much salary cap space that the Chiefs would create next season if they just outright cut Frank Clark. So today if they tell him, yo, pick up your stuff, we're cutting you, so they would save $21 million. But what they can do is they can just restructure the deal, which would get his base salary down from $20 million. He makes a little bit less. They guarantee if they give him a signing bonus, there's a lot of kind of math that goes into it. So that's what I think they're going to do with Frank Clark. I do think he'll be back on the team next year. I mean, the real question to me really isn't even Frank Clark. It's what's going to happen with Carlos Dunlap. Like, I think Dunlap could retire.
Yeah, because he won a ring.
He's 33 years old. He just got the 100 sacks. I just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I'm out. I've made $80 million in my career in the National Football League. You know, I want to go, move to the second phase of my life. So, I mean, that's probably the player I'm maybe more worried about not coming back next year. I think Dunlap provided a big spark to the team. I think they're going to have to replace Carlos Dunlap. But, yeah, that's probably the move that I'm maybe more wondering about.
All right, I pulled a few more. No, that's good. And then Juju, you don't think his recent TikTok shenanigans or anything like that affects the Chiefs wanting to re-sign him?
People care about Juju Smith-Schuster's TikTok.
AJ Brown was so mad.
Yeah,
you saw that, right?
Bro,
it's on site.
My rules are simple. I'm going to tell you guys my rules
it's on
when it
site.
comes to this stuff. I'm going to tell you. Don't hurt women. Don't hurt kids. Don't drive drunk.
Yep.
Don't abuse hard drugs. That's it. For the most part, I'm not really going to bother you with what you do. I'm not really going to bother you. But just follow those rules. As long as you follow those rules, I'm going to leave you alone for the most part. So if Juju, if he in his free time, if he wants to play TikToks and video games, he ain't bothering nobody. So I don't care about that at all. Juju did come on my radio show and told me that we would play Mario Kart 8 over the offseason. He did say that. So we're actually working on it where we can play Mario Kart with Juju Smith-Schuster.
Can you play that remote? Or are you going to go to his house?
Yeah, you can play it online.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you can play it online. I'm going to create a private room, and then, we're going to see if we can invite people
cool.
privately in there. But, yeah, no, we're working on it to play Mario Kart with Juju Smith-Schuster. I would love to do that.
That's fire. Yeah, that would actually be it would be really fun to game with that guy.
Yeah, I'd love to play Mario Kart with Juju or anybody. I just love Mario Kart.
Party foul.
I know. I missed my mouth.
It's okay. All is forgiven here. So there's a couple questions about the combine. I haven't been following super heavy. You probably know a little bit more than me. So Carmen said, any talk about the combine? We haven't talked about anything yet. But then there was another I pinned it. After the first combine, who do you think we will draft? I mean, I don't know if you've been keeping up. And then there was another one too. And they're all kind of lumped in together. Sports.
Let's just go to the top, and then I'll answer all these really quick. Go scroll up to the top right here.
Okay. You want to go from here?
Orlando Brown for the 13th overall pick. He's not that valuable. 13th overall pick. Like, you could get Lamar Jackson with the 13th overall pick. You're not getting. Think about it. What did he get the first time? What? Orlando Brown got traded for the 27th pick the last time. What did the Chiefs have there? The 27?
That sounded right. I just saw it today.
Yeah, it was like the 27th overall pick. You're not getting the 13th overall pick. We were talking about this on the show today because we were talking about, like, what if they trade Chris Jones? Like, what if we get a top 10 pick? No, you're not. You're not getting a top 10 pick for Chris Jones. You know who get the top 10 pick? Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Russell Wilson last year gets you back a top 10 pick. Not a 29-year-old defensive lineman does not get you one. Orlando Brown.
Fair enough.
Orlando Brown gets you like the 27th overall pick back. I would just argue that he's more valuable than that. So, no, you're not getting the 13th overall pick for him. Oh, yeah, no, Brian listens to the show. That's what he said. He said we would go to Gates, and he said that we will play Mario Kart. So I'm working on it. The Gates thing, all right, maybe we won't do that, but we can definitely play Mario Kart.
I'll just follow you and vlog. I'll create a vlog for him.
You play Mario Kart?
I mean, that night I did.
All right.
I will.
You got to have a Nintendo Switch to play Mario Kart.
I'll go to Best Buy. I'll buy a Switch 2 weeks prior, and I'll freaking practice my butt off.
Yeah, we'll play Mario Kart with Juju.
Let's go, man.
All right, let's go back. All right,
yep.
So let's get that out of here. I haven't thought a second of my life about Nick Allegretti. Wiley's actually interesting.
They're both free agents.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't spent any time thinking about Nick Allegretti. He doesn't start on the team. If they lose Nick Allegretti, I'm sure they'll just draft another Nick Allegretti.
Kennard maybe could fill that role at guard. He's kind of like a fill-in guard.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, would anybody be surprised if Nick Allegretti walked and they drafted an offensive lineman in the 4th round and then that player's the Nick? I mean, right now we're talking about depth. We're talking about depth on the offensive line. Wiley's interesting. I think he'll be back on the team, but
I would think.
yeah, I think so. I think offensive line continuity is pretty important to them. I think Wiley will be on the team. I don't think he's not a guy that's breaking the bank in free agency. Nobody is overspending for Andrew Wiley in free agency. Nobody is doing that.
He did, I feel like by the end of the year, both Orlando and Wiley, they played better in the back half of the season. I mean, the pressures, yeah, they gave up a lot, but overall, I feel like they did better in the back half of the year.
Yeah, I mean, you're fine with Wiley coming back on a cheap deal. You're fine with that.
As a starting right tackle?
Look up really quick what Wiley made last year. I'm sure Wiley,
it's not much.
If I had to guess, Wiley made less than $3 million last year.
Would he come back in your eyes as the starting right tackle? Is that fine for you?
I think it's competition at the position.
Okay.
Yeah, Wiley made $2.35 million last year.
Yeah.
With the $150,000 signing bonus. So,
yeah, it was nothing.
Yeah, and he's also 29. Andrew Wiley is not getting paid by anybody else.
No, that's good.
He's not getting paid. Like, what's the most he gets paid? $4 million next year? 4?
Not a whole lot.
That's the most. And 4, when you make 2.3 to go to 4, is a significant increase.
Yeah, that is.
It's a significant increase.
Hey, he's got a YouTube channel.
Oh, I didn't know that. He's like a Pokemon guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pokemon guy.
Yeah, I hit him up. I was like, hey, man, let me know if you want to trade some cards. You could do, or open cards. You could do it. We could collab. Because, I mean, he has
he said he would do it?
He did respond, but he didn't respond after that.
He played you. Oh, wow, he played you?
I don't know. I mean, we got 90K subs on this channel.
I didn't know he played you, though. That's crazy.
I have a few Chiefs players that follow me, man, and I've reached out after this basic dialogue about coming on the channel or whatever. They don't have to come to my house, but I haven't had anybody hit me back yet.
No,
one day.
Come on here and open
one day.
Pokemon cards. He was cool. We had him on the show.
No, he seems like a good dude, man. You've had everybody on the show probably by now. What do you think about this one?
No. I mean, maybe Keenan Allen, but I don't think he's available, though.
Is he a free agent? He's a free agent.
No, but he's kind of that. You know how it is. He's got like 1 year left on his deal. He could get traded. You know how that goes.
You saw
like DeAndre Hopkins.
You saw him gassing up the Chiefs and Mahomes on Twitter?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's got 1 more year.
But also, though, he look at the significant cut, though. Like, you can cut him right now and save $15 million. So if you can save $15 million.
If they cut him, is that interesting to you?
Yeah, because I think you can get Keenan Allen for a decent price. Yeah.
He's 31?
Yeah.
God, I didn't know he was that old.
I mean, Keenan Allen ain't gonna play 6 games. I mean, Keenan Allen only gonna play about 3 games this year. You know he ain't gonna play that many.
I just felt this question was weird. We don't have to answer it, but I answer whatever on the show, man. Is it okay that Mahomes did the chop at the parade?
Why do people care about that kind of stuff? I don't know.
We don't have to answer it, but
I'm happy to answer it. I just don't know why anybody would care about something like that. Like, why would it not? What's going to happen to Patrick Mahomes because he did the chop? Nothing's going to happen. So, it's by definition, it's okay.
Judah says, so these are the combine questions. There was this one. Do you have any thoughts who the Chiefs could draft after watching the combine? I mean, how can you tell?
Yo, you know what I'm going to tell you guys? I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I'm going to tell you this. This is exclusive to How About Those Chiefs YouTube channel. I'm going to tell you a secret. No one knows who the Chiefs are drafting with the 31st overall pick. Nobody. The Chiefs don't even know today who they're drafting with the 31st overall pick. Nobody knows. Anybody telling you that they know is lying to you. They're lying. They're lying to you. I'm just going to tell you that right now. They're lying to you. Nobody knows who the Chiefs are taking with the 31st overall pick. It is an exercise in futility.
Yeah, that's my answer too. A couple people have asked this. Thoughts on backup QB?
I want Marcus Mariota. This is the thing. Now, I said this yesterday on Kingdom Cast. I'll say it on your show too.
Yep.
I'm going to say it on here too. Mahomes has an injury history. I'm not saying he's injury prone.
Yep.
I'm just saying he has an injury history. He had the knee issue.
Yep.
He's left multiple playoff games with an injury. I think it's safe to say that let's say they win the Super Bowl next year, which is very much a possibility. At some point, they will likely need their backup quarterback to make a play. Do you trust Shane Buechele to potentially finish a playoff game against Cincinnati? I don't. If you do, then we just are in 2 different places.
No.
Go get Marcus Mariota, man. That's who I would like for the Chiefs to get, a backup quarterback. He is a backup at this point in his career. I think Mariota would come in and he would fit the system. I want the Chiefs to get Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, I just recently did a video on the was it the Bet Online that had the favored landing spot of Carson Wentz as the
I
Chiefs.
saw that. I did see that.
So that was interesting, but I do like the idea of Mariota. I mean, Carson Wentz, I feel like he's going to demand a lot of money, even in a backup role. But yeah, my thought on that is kind of in line with yours. Like, if the Chiefs, for whatever reason, are just that high on Buechele, like, I know they kind of hit him on the roster this past season. They could do it again. If they ride with Buechele as a dedicated backup, that goes against everything Andy Reid's done since he's come to KC. I mean, Chase Daniels, Nick Foles, and then Matt Moore and Chad Henne, those have all been vets that have backed up Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes.
I think people are overrating that they kept saying Buechele. They did the same thing with Tyler Bray for 4 years. Remember Tyler Bray would always like slip on some soap and he would miss all of the season because he hurt his Achilles. Like he would play all the preseason games and then magically get injured so they could put him on injured reserve and not use a roster space. Like they kept Tyler Bray around for 4 years and he never like they like Shane Buechele. They like him enough to have him around.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they like him enough to potentially start in a game. Excuse me. The Boulevard Week grabbed me there.
No, you're good. Yeah, I mean, I thought Shane is a good, like, if Henne went down, in the sense of, like, he trains with Mahomes in the offseason, Stroop, he's around. But it was only his second year in the league, and he was a UDFA. So he doesn't have any playing time.
Yeah, Shane Buechele he plays 6 years in the league. He's a practice squad guy. He plays some preseason games. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not hating on the young gun for that. But we're talking about this is how I evaluate backup quarterback. You got to look. I think it was last year, 83 quarterbacks in the league threw a pass. 83 quarterbacks last year. This is how I think about backup. Let's say that Patrick Mahomes has to miss 2 games like he did in, 2019. He has to miss 2 games. What do you think the record is if Shane Buechele starts? What do you think the record is?
If Mahomes had to miss 2 games?
Yeah. This year, look at their schedule. We don't know the order of the games. But no, go get Marcus. You can win both of the games if Mariota's your starter.
Yeah.
So go get Marcus Mariota. You can win both of them. I don't care what team you play. The Chiefs with their roster, they can win both games with Marcus Mariota.
Go get it.
Both of them.
I agree. Tan the man, thanks for the membership, brother. Good to have you back. Next one. I know this sounds crazy. I don't think it's that crazy. Well, I don't know Michael Mayer.
Who is this person? Who is Michael Mayer?
I don't know who that is. But the premise or the idea of the question, is it crazy to draft a tight end in this draft, but round 1 tight end?
I don't have a problem with this. This is where I am. They can't take running back in round 1.
Nope. That's done. That ship has sailed.
Actually, no. No, you know what? I think they could. You're telling me you'd be mad if they took Bijan Robinson in round 1? I wouldn't be mad if they took Bijan Robinson.
I don't know if I'd be mad.
He might be the only one I'd be okay with them taking. But you're telling me Bijan Robinson falls in the draft, and they took B.J. Robinson with the final pick of the first round. I would not be mad at that pick at all. So I would say the only thing they can't take, like positions they can't take, quarterback,
no,
left guard, center, right guard.
That's probably it.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
So 4 out of the 22 positions they can't take? You can live with that. They could take a running back, and I wouldn't be mad. They could take, Travis Kelce's 33 years old. It's going to end at some point. I know nobody wants to have that conversation, but it's going to end at some point. So if you're telling me you take a first-round guy right now, and now you bring him along slowly, and in 2 years when Kelce is either declining or Kelce's like, hey, I'm retiring, I'm about to go work for NFL Network, I'm about to podcast full-time, hey, I've had a fantastic run in the National Football League, that you got a guy who's still in the middle of his rookie contract that you think is ready to run in that standpoint, that's not the worst thing that could happen.
I thought that was a kind of a funny
What was
question.
that?
Most of the 83 QBs that
Oh,
played
yeah.
came
Oh,
from the
yeah. No, that's true.
Niners.
No, I was like, what, 83? I was like, oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah, I'm kind of the mindset, like, be looking for your Kelce replacement soonish, but not because he's going anywhere. But imagine a guy, even if you're high on a tight end coming out of the draft, maybe he's not ready yet, but he could sit under Kelce for a year or two. How good would that? Noah Gray's done it.
The Chiefs don't have any need. They don't have a need.
Not at the moment.
There's not one thing right now. Now, maybe it changes. Like maybe they don't get Juju Smith-Schuster. They missed out on a couple of wide receivers. You're thinking, all right, they gotta get a veteran wide receiver, or they gotta draft a wide receiver.
Yeah.
But where we sit right now, the Chiefs, they can do anything in the draft. They could take another corner. I wouldn't be mad. They could take a safety to replace Juan Thornhill. You can't be mad. I would maybe say linebacker is in a position that they can spend a first-round pick for. Now that I'm thinking about it more, I mean Willie Gay Jr., Nick Bolton. Leo Chenal, you spent enough resources over the last couple of years where I don't know if linebacker is a round one thing.
That would be a surprising one for me.
Yeah, that's it. But outside of that, you can do whatever. Do whatever you want in this situation. Take truly who you think is the best player available.
That's what they'll do.
Whoever you think is the best player available. If the best player available plays safety, take him. If it's a corner, take him. If it's a tight end, take him. He's a tackle, take him. You can truly take the best player available now. You're not trying to pigeonhole the need. This isn't Tyreek Hill could maybe get suspended, so now you got to take a wide receiver. You're not in that position right now. I mean, I'm always going to be take edge rushers, take corners, take high-level skill position players. That's where I think the value is in the draft, especially early on. If you hit on, if you hit on a Jonathan Taylor and you got him on a rookie contract, then great, yeah, you take that. But no, there's nothing they have to do.
Somebody asked what you think we could get Mariota for. This is his contract, the last few contracts he's done.
Yeah, nothing.
I mean, his total guaranteed was 6.
It's not nothing.
Last year. 2 years, $18 million. Actually, hold on. 2 years, $18 million?
Yeah, nothing. A nothing deal. Look, that's when he was backing up. Go back.
Yep. Here.
So, yeah, this is when he was backing up for the Raiders. A $3.5 million deal. He was backing up for the Raiders. It was a 2-year, $8 million contract.
Yep.
That's nothing for a backup quarterback. That's nothing.
Well, something minimal.
That's nothing.
All right, let's fly through a couple of these. Okay, we did that one.
You did the Michael Mayer.
What about this one? So there was 2 on Snead. Someone said keep Snead, and I brought it to bring that conversation up. But then Tommy said this. You've talked about this on Twitter. Some people have talked about it. It's not a popular subject. I've mentioned it. You think the Chiefs at least bring it up, or via a phone call and shop around?
Okay, so this is. Let me tell you the full story. I'm giving you the full story, Cole.
It's fine.
So Arrowhead Pride, they put out the tweeted unpopular opinions. That's the purpose. The purpose is to say something that's unpopular. So my reply was the Chiefs should strongly entertain trading L'Jarius Sneed. This is why. Let's say that you're watching this right now, that you subscribe to the In Veach We Trust.
Yeah.
Hey, I might not agree, but Veach has a track record. I'm going to roll with it. Is there any position to trust more than corner? Look at what they've done at corner over the course of this run. They have repeatedly found good corners on rookie contracts, or when they've got a veteran guy like Bashaud Breeland, they got Bashaud Breeland at a 1-year, $3 million deal? Nothing to go get Bashaud Breeland. So they've shown an ability to find corners on rookie deals. They've never paid a corner. Of all the corners that they've had, everybody has been on a rookie deal or a cheap 1-year veteran contract. They've never spent money on corner.
No.
So if you were thinking, all right, we've got McDuffie as our 1, Jalen Watson as our 2. Let's say we go get a James Bradbury guy who last year, you could get James Bradbury in June, he was available. James Bradbury was walking the street in June. I know he had the hold, but James Bradbury was a good corner this year in the NFL that you certainly would bring in on your team. So let's say that's your 3. You got Joshua Williams, who's a rotational guy. You spend a 4th-round pick. You've got 2 4th-round picks because of the Tyreek Hill trade. You got another corner, and you don't spend $15, $16, $17 million. Because if I'm Snead, I look at Charvarius Ward, 3 years, $40 million. I'm not taking less than Charvarius Ward. I'm a better, more versatile player. I'm younger than he is. I don't care what team I sign with. I'm not signing for less than Charvarius Ward. So do you want to spend 3 years, $41, $42 million on Charvarius Ward? I could see the Chiefs saying no and trading him. I also think he has good value. He's a 25-year-old versatile corner.
When you say Ward, did you mean Snead?
No, Ward got the deal with the Ward got the deal with the Niners.
You're still there.
Yeah, I'm saying if I'm Snead, I'm not taking less than what I saw Ward sign for last year. I'm not taking less than that, regardless of what team it was. I saw him get that deal that's the contract that I've earned, I think. So that was my why I would consider trading Snead. If they sign him to a deal, I'm not going to be mad at the deal. He's a really talented, productive player. But just they haven't paid one single corner the whole time. Not one.
Somebody said, Cole, you look bored. Dude, I'm trying to listen to CDOT. I'm trying to read comments and save comments for future questions. Sorry, I'm trying my best.
My bad. I apologize.
He's not boring at all. If I wasn't reading comments and trying to stack them, we could just literally have the back and forth. But I'm trying to engage with chat too and stack questions. No, definitely not bored. I appreciate Carrington being here and his thoughts. And yeah, I'm kind of the same with Snead. Like, I think he's one of the main pieces of the defense. I would be surprised if he didn't at least play out this year and then possibly, maybe, depending on how they work things out with other contracts this year. I mean, is it out of the realm of possibilities they could even franchise tag Snead next year? I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
I think everything is on board with Snead next year. I'm trying to think of who that guy would even be. I mean, I guess Jones could technically be that if they don't give you the
if they just eat that cap hit.
So like, it kind of depends. Like, is Jones
or Snead? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, is Jones going to be a player that they agree to this offseason? Because then next year you can only franchise tag one of them, and I would say you probably lose the other one. If the Chiefs let Snead hit free agency, he will not be back on the team. He'll not be back on the team. Some team will overpay for a 26-year-old versatile corner. That's how the NFL works.
Somebody also said recently Snead kind of got banged up this year, multiple concussions, at least 2, I believe. He's been dealing with the knee injury. Again, I think he's gonna be fine next year, but they're just saying it's things that maybe Veach and company are looking at when they're evaluating him. I don't know. Kevin says, can the Chiefs find a sucker to give us a 6th-rounder for Super Bust CEH? Or are you on the, because I haven't heard your thoughts on this, are you on the, like, my mindset is CEH may very well be here next year, kind of in the Rojo role, in the sense of, like, if Pacheco needs a breather, like, CEH steps in. I mean, are you seeing that? Or you think he's gone no matter what? Or are you higher on CEH?
He missed the parade to go to Fashion Week.
Oh, I'm not saying that's weird. That's not weird, because that's very weird.
He missed the parade to go to Fashion Week. It's over.
You think so?
It's over. Can you imagine you was that guy?
That's weird to me.
We all had a job. You had a regular 9 to 5. You were that guy. You got replaced by somebody you were helped train, and now they're asking you to be the second fiddle to that guy. And if you got to think, like, on a very serious note, if you're Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I mean, next year's a contract year for you, regardless of what team you're on. Let's say that you get traded to the Houston Texans. Let's pick a random team.
Yeah.
And they trade a 7th-round pick for you. Man, you're still on your rookie contract. Nobody's giving you an extension next year. You got to go ball out anywhere. If I'm Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I don't want to play for the Chiefs next year.
Okay.
Like, why would I want to play for the Chiefs if I'm Clyde Edwards-Helaire? You're not going to be their number 1.
No.
You're probably not going to be their number 2, and it's a contract year. So you're not going to give me the ability to showcase what I can do. Hey, I'm back healthy. Put me in a different offense. Like, it's over for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has to go play for another team. Go play for the Commanders next year. Go play for the Lions. But if I'm Clyde, I ask to get traded. Hey, you guys have already decided who your number 1 is. It's Pacheco.
Yep.
Pacheco's going to get 200 carries next year, 210. They're going to throw it to him out of the backfield. I think they're going to bring McKinnon back.
Yeah,
they're going to throw it to him 60 times next year. Yeah. Where's the usage for Clyde Edwards-Helaire? So if I'm a guy that's looking to stay in the league, like, Clyde Edwards-Helaire could be out of the league in 3 years. Like, that's not outside the realm of the possibility. A lot of guys have 8-year careers and they're retired at 29 years old. Like, what makes Clyde a 12-year pro in the league? You know what I mean? So, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, no, I if I'm Clyde, I don't want to play on the Chiefs next year. Put me on a team that, basically like what happened with Tampa Bay. Put me on a team where, you got a Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones is your second. You can be a 1B, number 2 running back, and you get a chance to get 110 carries next year. That situation is not in Kansas City.
I definitely see the point. I definitely think it was weird he missed the parade. I would assume he had to get excused from that, right? Like, he ain't just gonna ghost.
I don't think it's one of those things like you need to be excused. You coming or you not coming.
It's still weird. Now, I get what you're saying, and I agree, but the Chiefs could still play the too bad we still have you for a year card.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. I hear what you're saying.
I'm fine with it. You think that, okay, on that note, if it's over, for sure, fine with me. Can they get a 6th-round pick for him? Can they get something for him at all?
Would you trade for Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
I don't know.
Would you trade for Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
I don't know.
I'd give you a Z-man for Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
A Z-Man? Hey,
I give you a Tank 7. I'm not giving you a pick.
Bro, you give me a Tank 7 and a Z-Man.
No, I'm giving one of the
getting
two.
traded.
You can't get both. You can't get both. No, you can't get both.
Here you go. Chief LA with the 5. Appreciate you, bro. Does Chris Jones deserve to... I think he means get paid.
Means a contract extension.
Get paid.
No,
yeah,
I think that's what he means.
And that was what somebody else said here. They said... So here's the... Let's open up the Chris Jones convo here. Because this guy, Waddy, said Jones got to go for big picks.
Why do you want to... Why?
Yeah, so what are your thoughts there? And while you elaborate, I got to grab one more drink.
But why, though? Why would you want to trade? It doesn't make any sense. I'm right here. The Chiefs... All right, so this is the thing. You guys... I feel like people have been like Men in Black flashy thing, and they forgot 2018. Why can't we get a stop? Why can't we get off the field if Mahomes just had a defense around him? So now we're talking about trading one of the 10 best defensive players in the league? Like, if I'm Patrick Mahomes, and we agree, Mahomes is taking, by definition, less money than he probably should be playing to create cap space situations. Remember, the story was Mahomes signed his deal and then texted Chris Jones and said, I left a little bit on the table for you. And then Chris Jones signed that deal. That's what he said. Google it. Patrick Mahomes texted him and said, I left a little bit of money for you. Go get a deal done. And then Chris Jones signed the deal. So if I'm Mahomes,
awesome.
I'm leaving money on the table so we can retain good, great players around me. We actually had this conversation on the show today.
Okay.
I don't think you can have a top 10 defense anymore in the league. Not by the ways that you and I grew up with watching the NFL. We grew up with, like, Baltimore always had a stingy defense. Pittsburgh had a stingy defense. Chicago. If you're telling me Philadelphia had the best defense in the league, and they were helpless against the Chiefs offensively, Buffalo supposedly has a really good defense, couldn't get off the field, couldn't get stops. I just don't know if you can hold good offenses consistently to under 24 points. I don't think the league is set up that way. You got to try to force turnovers. You got to try to get to the quarterback. And you got to hope to maybe get 3 stops a game. I'm trying to have as many elite high-end players to do that as I can. And Chris Jones is one of those players. Like, I don't really understand the logic behind trying to trade Chris Jones. Especially not right now. Not while I think he has gas left in the tank. It's not like we're talking about a guy that you think is done. He probably has, 3 more years left of really high-level football? Okay,
hopefully, yeah. He's 29, about to be.
So that's 29, 30, and 31.
Yeah.
You sign him to a 4-year or 5-year extension. That we all know that those numbers are make-believe, that it's really a 3-year, it's a 3-year guarantee contract. Sign Chris Jones to a deal. What are we doing here?
I'm team Chris Jones is almost as important to the defense as Mahomes is to the offense.
I don't know about that. That's taking a little too far.
Well, I was going to finish. It's not a direct comparison because there's nobody on the team more important than Mahomes. And if you're factoring in age, like Mahomes is the cornerstone of the Chiefs for 10 years. That's not Chris Jones. But I'm just saying, as far as someone who's going to be able to make plays when it matters on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, Chris Jones has got to be that guy. I'm team extend him. Don't know.
This is the thing I always say. I imagine people watching this want the Chiefs to continue to do great things. Mm-hmm. How do you do that without great players?
Yeah.
How do you do that? Like, tell me how you do it. How do you win championships? How do you maintain a dynasty if you're not maintaining and keeping great players on your team? Like, I saw someone on there say the hot hand fallacy. Father Time is undefeated. He's 29.
Yeah.
Are we at that point where you're 29 in the league, we think you're washed up and you're done when you're coming off a year in which you were one of the 5 best defensive players in the league?
I mean, he was the best DT, bar none.
He was a first-team All-Pro last year. You keep those guys on your team. Maybe you regret it that 3rd year. But why would we think you would regret the contract next year? Why do we think you would regret it in 2 years?
I mean, I'm looking at Aaron Donald. I mean, he basically played and he's 32. He was 32 he's going to be 32 this year. That's right. And then last year's the year he got hurt and kind of fizzled out a little bit. But that's 31. That's in 3 years from where Chris Jones is at. So if you get him on an extension for a couple more years, hopefully he plays a high level.
29, 30, and 31. That's all we're talking about.
Yeah.
At that point, you can talk about it.
Then a 1 year.
So the point that I made on the show was Vince Wilfork. Vince Wilfork played for the Patriots for 11 years. He played those last 2 years with Houston, and he moved on. at the end of this contract extension, all right, we can have a serious conversation about if you want to keep Chris Jones. But we're talking about a defensive player right now that is playing at the highest level. I'm not in the business of giving those guys away for lottery picks. I am never going to advocate for getting rid of elite players. Never. Not one time will I ever advocate. I don't care what position you are.
I would assume you were the same with Tyreek.
I didn't want him to trade Tyreek.
Yeah.
No. I didn't want him to trade Tyreek.
I think we were all surprised by that, to be honest.
I didn't want him to trade Tyreek. But I would say, though, like I would say where I was wrong last year in kind of my evaluation of the Chiefs is, if you look at the NFL, the Chiefs kind of zig when everybody's at. Like last year was a get as many wide receivers as you can. Like the Eagles made a trade for a first-round pick for a wide receiver. They didn't have that guy. They went out and got him last year. The Raiders made that trade last year. The Bills have a number one wide receiver, so I would say that I don't know if underestimated Mahomes is maybe a fair thing to say, but I think maybe what I miscalculated is at certain stages in your life, you just need certain things. That if Mahomes, like at some point when Mahomes is 35 years old, I don't know if you can build your offense the way that they are building it right now. Like, hey, we don't got to spend anything on wide receiver. We don't got to spend anything on running back. We've got the best tight end that we've ever seen before. That's going to change over time. Like, Green Bay, to me, tries to do it the way that the Chiefs do it.
But Aaron Rodgers ain't that guy no more. Not like that.
Yeah, your quarterback is 39, not 26.
Yep.
So, I mean, at some point, Mahomes' game is based on athleticism and escapability. That's going to go away at some point.
Yeah.
But that ain't going away for another 8 years. So while you have that advantage, you can kind of cut corners on some things. And I underestimated that last year when talking about the team.
I don't know how many people would have said, oh, yeah, Tyreek's gone? Oh, no worries at all. He's going to get – Patrick Mahomes is going to be fine. League MVP, Super Bowl MVP, it's a wrap. I don't know that anybody said that. I mean – did we still have high hopes for the Chiefs? Yeah, I had the Chiefs going 12-5, making it deep into the postseason again. But I think, he surprised me when I didn't think Mahomes could surprise me anymore. And it's such a good point what you said. Somebody on Twitter today, they were talking about, I basically said Mahomes could recruit the water boy and get him 600 yards next season. And somebody was saying, well, it's kind of, I don't even remember the term he used, but they were basically saying it's a lazy approach to just force all the work on Patrick Mahomes. But what I said is, dude, we traded away Tyreek. He has Kelsey, yes, but then he just surrounded him with some weapons. And even when they went down, AFC Championship, it was Marcus Kemp, Sky Moore, and MVS. And then, of course, the tight ends. But
I don't think we give Mahomes enough credit.
That's what I'm saying.
Offensively, what they did. Like,
Mahomes made it work. He's insane.
Mahomes might have won a Super Bowl with one of the worst casts that we've seen in recent memory. Like, the Chiefs do not have great offensive skill position players. Like, let's not kid ourselves. They have one great offensive skill position player in Travis Kelce, and then they got a bunch of guys. Isaiah Pacheco is a guy. Jerick McKinnon is a guy. Juju, MVS. Now, but
they're good.
The magic is the coach.
The scheming them open.
The magic is the quarterback. Like, Buffalo has better weapons than Kansas City. Cincinnati has better weapons than Kansas City.
Eagles.
You could argue Denver has better weapons than Kansas City. Outside of Kelsey, you can argue Denver has better weapons. The Chargers might have better weapons. Like, the Chiefs are not loaded skill position-wise. They just have a once-in-a-generation coach. They have a once-in-a-generation quarterback to just have the ability to elevate everybody. It's kind of like a basketball, like pick-up basketball. Like, there's one dude that's, like, better than everybody else. It doesn't matter what other four combination of players you put on his team. Like, they're going to win because this dude is on your team. That's how the Chiefs are. They got Patrick Mahomes on their team.
Yeah, and I do think, to that point, they can kind of do that now with Mahomes. I will be curious to see what happens when Kelsey's done. Like, they need to keep weapons going, but when he's older, let's say he's in the league, I hope so. He's on the Chiefs in 10 more years, but you're going to have some different weapons around him. And I mean, he's not going to be able to just run around and put the team on his back every single game.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Yep, you're good.
Hold on, I'll be back. Where's it, upstairs?
Actually, this door and around the corner. Yeah, we have a basement one. Yo! Carrington just turned the light on us. Look at this. You guys like this light? We have 460 people in here. How you guys doing, man? I'm trying to get to questions. I know we have super chats, so I'm getting to those. I'm pinning these comments that are coming in and trying my best to get to some of these questions. The super chats will definitely get answered. Blue Devil, we are stacked. Cole could play DT, and we could still take the ball. Dude, you don't want to see me playing defensive tackle. No, sir. No, sir. Yeah, facts, Daniel. You watched The Waterboy last night? Hey, I'll have Carrington turn this light off. It looks crazy. Yeah. We'll fix it. Yeah, we'll fix it. Look at this. Look at these lights. He tried to turn on the laundry room light, and he turned on the office light. That's what happened. Hey, can you turn this light off?
Which light?
The overhead lights.
My bad, bro.
No, you're good. I was like, I ain't even getting up. I was going to wait.
My bad. I'm sorry. I had to pee.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay.
Well, normally there's like a commercial break, so I don't have to just announce it. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I know, at this time I can go to the bathroom, but I didn't. My bad. I'm sorry.
I normally play I'll play like a Be Right Back video.
Oh, my bad. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Like this.
I'm back. I feel fine.
Fam, that's right. Both fam, that's right.
Well, that's Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Bolt fam, that's right. All right, Essence with the 5. Did you guys talk about the free agency report and how it will impact free agents? Also, don't trade Snead. We need him. Thank you for the 5, Essence. I talked about that in a video yesterday. I just kind of read through the report, gave my thoughts on it, considering that was not this past season. It was the season prior. AFC Championship loss. You had a lot more injuries that year. You had Tyrann Mathieu. That was gone. Tyreek Hill, gone. Are you concerned about that report at all? I know they've upgraded some stuff maybe since that report even. Because I think players filled out this report in like April or March of 2022. I don't know why it took them 9.5 to 10 months.
Probably LaShawn McCoy. He's probably the one that.
Yeah, that's what somebody said. But
he's probably the one.
Are you concerned at all about the report and about the?
No.
What about Rick Burkholder? I think like when I see this about multiple players mentioning Rick Burkholder, I'm like, I still think he's a good dude and he knows his stuff, but maybe he's a bit of a hard ass. Like maybe players don't like that. But when they were talking about we feel uncomfortable with being able to disclose injury, we feel uncomfortable with having needs met. I'm like, and that's multiple people saying that. That was a little concerning to me, but I feel like the proof is in the pudding. Chiefs, one of the most successful orgs over the past 10 years since Andy Reid came, but 5 in particular, making it to AFC Championship, one of the healthiest teams in the league. Like, proof's in the pudding there. Maybe, yeah, Rick Burkholder is a D-bag at times, and he's a hard nose. But I don't think that, like, reading that report, that didn't concern you, right?
I didn't read the report.
You didn't read it? Okay.
We didn't spend a single time talking about the report. I mean,
you didn't care.
Now, maybe I shouldn't have an opinion for something that I didn't read, but I'm gonna think that NFL teams are like generally not as good as maybe we think they are.
Yeah.
Like in how they treat players.
Yeah. And
it's kind of a cutthroat, hard nose. You either get your ass back out there on the field, or you could potentially lose your job. Like,
yeah.
I don't think that football players are nearly as well off financially as we think they are, and I think we overestimate how many football players really have juice. Like, there's probably, let's say, like 50 to 100 players in the league that are like really, really well off. Quarterbacks, certain skill position guys, Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, like guys that have made real money in the league.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of guys like Snead, a lot of guys like McCole Hardman. Like, you're not poor by any means, but like, you ain't made like the generational, life-changing, like, you still got to work when this is over. Chris Jones doesn't have to work when this football thing is over. Right now,
no.
Kadarius Toney, he's still got to work when this thing is over. Like, I think there's a lot of people like that.
Kadarius Toney still got to make albums.
100%. 100%.
What about I did Mountain Pass with a 2. Awesome collab. Can we get Cole on the drive? I don't know. Hey, this is Cole the YouTuber. He's a bald guy with the red beard. You may know him.
That's funny. I was joking with Aaron Latt. He's on 41. He was like, bro, yeah. I've never been on your show before. And I was like, we've never had a TV person on this show. Not once. Not one time. He's like, Pete Sweeney comes on there. Well, Pete's different.
He's not like I don't see him as a TV guy. He runs Arrowhead Pride. He's their lead guy.
I love Aaron Latt. That's my guy. But no, we've never had a TV person on the show. Not one time. I'm pretty particular about who comes on the show.
I don't need to be on there.
We don't just take guests for the sake of taking guests. Like,
you don't want me on there.
you can come on if you want.
Maybe
over like the summer though.
Maybe one day when it's slow.
Yeah, you gotta come in like July.
When it's slow, and the practice squad guy you scheduled for an interview
you
called in
like
sick.
July. That's when we'll take you. Like July 3rd.
That's why.
We can do that.
Stephanie with the 5. Dude, we have a strong roster this year. Thanks for bringing Harrison. Thank you, Stephanie, for the 5. And I feel good about the roster so far. We need to see what they do with. There's some free agents to think about. Orlando, Andrew Wiley. So both the starting tackles, which Andrew Wiley's not as important to me as Orlando.
Do I get a cut for this?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
You get your cut.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you got 2 Boulevard Wheats.
Oh, you stole. Wow.
No, no, you can have whatever, dude. This is an extra stream. I wasn't going to stream. So, yeah, I mean, strong roster this year. I'll be curious to see what they do with some of the free agents, what they're doing with some of the players who need deals reworked. Frank Clark, Chris Jones. Do they bring McKinnon back? Then, obviously, the draft. But I am excited. I am definitely excited about it. Chief LA.
Do you think the Chiefs have the best roster in the league?
Ooh. I don't know about that. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm borderline like a virtual beat reporter for the Chiefs. So, like,
you're not virtually. You are a virtual beat writer for the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Basically, so it's like, I say that to say I follow the NFL, but I'm not as knowledgeable about the league as a whole. And, like, sometimes I'm just nose down in Chiefs land. So, like, do you think, I guess would be, I just counter that. Do you think so? I'm, like, my knee-jerk reaction is...
I think the answer is San Francisco.
I was like, my knee-jerk reaction is no.
I think San Francisco has the best roster in the league.
Okay. I mean, their defense is insane.
Yeah, I think it's San Francisco. Running backs are better than Kansas City's. Offensive line is probably better than Kansas City's. Skill possession players are probably pretty close. Maybe you give them the nod. Like, Kelsey's better, but Debo's still a top-notch guy. Brandon Ayuk is better than any other skill position players the Chiefs have. Their defense is probably a little bit better. San Francisco's probably the best roster in the league.
I mean, that's why you have a roster that good. I mean, that's why you can make it to the NFC Championship with Brock Purdy. I mean, Brock Purdy's fine, but, like, dude, you could have put anybody in there.
I think Brock Purdy might be better than we're giving him credit.
Well, and that sounds like I'm throwing shade, but it's just like, that's why Trey Lance could go out. Jimmy G steps in. He's great. He goes out. Brock Purdy can step in. He's doing well. I mean, you got all kinds of, dude, you put Mahomes in that, it's over.
Can we answer this trivia question? This guy wants to, hold on, go to Nile Hunter. Is that how you say it?
Did he? Oh, Night Hunter?
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah, let's do this one first. Do you think Harrison Butker is worth keeping?
What's his contract situation?
He's got a couple years left. I'll pull it up, though. I can pull it up in 10 seconds. Harrison Butker.
He looked good once he got healthy.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, he's coming back next year. They're not cutting
He's
Harrison
got 2
Butker.
years left. His dead cap is 2.1.
Especially when they didn't have him, when they had Matt Amendola. No, they're not cutting Harrison Butker.
I mean, Matt Wright was better than Amendola.
Matt Wright was not bad.
But yeah,
they're not cutting Harrison Butker. It doesn't really benefit him to do it. He has dead cap space. They saved $3 million. You got to sign another. No, you might as well keep Harrison Butker. So yeah, no, he's gonna be on the team.
I mean, you don't think Tobe and companies? They're not.
Tobe might be the one to fire. Honestly,
that's what I'm. Wait, say that again.
Tobe was terrible for. We're letting Tobe off because of a punt return in the playoffs.
Whoa, I wasn't expecting. Well, okay,
their special teams was bad for 85% of the season. Their special teams was not good in the regular season. It was bad in the regular season.
Do you think Andy Reid looks at the grand scheme and just says there's 10, 12 rookies on special teams?
Yeah, that's probably it.
I mean, you think he's fired?
No, they're not going to fire him.
Okay.
They're not going to fire him.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like,
you think Tobe would go before Butker?
Yeah,
like,
I don't.
But,
yeah.
but
Butker,
neither's going.
I just don't. I'm looking at you can put the thing on the screen. There's not really a financial benefit in not having Harrison Butker back next
Yeah, I'll
year.
pull up his contract.
Like, there's no financial benefit. So his base salary is zoom in real quick.
Yeah.
His base salary is $3.5 million, and then scroll over to dead cap. They saved $3 million by cutting him next year, and then you're gonna have to sign another kicker. So his dead cap is $2.1 million. So let's say they save $3 million by not having him on the team. You still got to sign a player at that position. Let's say you sign him to $2 million. You save $1 million to cut Harrison Butker. It's not worth it. Just keep him.
Yeah. I will say this, man. At the end of the day, Harrison Butker kicked the game winner in the AFC Championship, and he kicked the game winner in the Super Bowl. I understand. I think in both of those games, he missed one. I don't know about the AFC Championship. Can't remember, but he missed one in the Super Bowl.
He did miss one Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was stressful. People keep asking what happened to my head. This mark right here. Dude, I was turning the bath on
got into a fight.
He won. I was turning the bath on for my daughters last night, and I swing my head up, and there's a shelf, dude, up on the wall, and I clipped the corner of it.
Obviously, the shelf won.
My bald head, dude, just clipped the corner of it, and all I saw was black out of this side of my eye for like 20 seconds. My wife's like, "You good?" I was like, "Yep," but the shelf won. Oh my gosh! Thanks for the 2, Chief LA. Appreciate you, man. Night Hunter.
Can we answer this question?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, we're going to
answer this for a while.
Let's do it.
Two receivers in the league have had more yards than Kelsey since 2018. Can you name them? That is a great question.
Oh God,
Who's been good?
Here, I'm gonna pull that back up. That's a good question.
Yeah, let me answer it. All right, let me think. All right, since 20, so the last 5 years, who's been good, consistent?
2 receivers in the NFL had more yards than Kelsey since 2018. I mean, it's got to be like, could it be Devontae? He's got to be one, right?
I don't know if Devontae was doing that in 2018 though. That's the thing, is somebody had that doing it for 5 years. You know, somebody that's popping in my head right now is Mike Evans.
Okay.
Somebody who like Mike Evans, who's been like good consistently and hasn't really, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Who would be the other one? 2 receivers.
I don't know. That's a great question.
I bet you I could pull it up on StatMuse, but like I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, well, it's Grim be the
It
Grim
looks like
Reaper
Devontae.
and go get it.
Devontae.
Devontae
You
and
cheated.
I did. I
Oh
cheated.
my gosh.
But that's who I thought.
Devontae and Tyreek Hill.
And then Tyreek Hill.
Wow, I was trying to really think. Where's Mike Evans? Oh, 5th. I knew I wasn't that far off. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I ruined it, but
Yeah, top. Yeah, pull it up.
Yeah.
So here's the top 5.
here's the top 5.
Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill. Yeah, I knew I wasn't that far off with Mike Evans. I knew I wasn't crazy.
Here they are. That's a good question. But yeah, it was Devontae at top.
Yeah, I was trying to really think, and you Googled and cheated.
I know, I cheated. But yeah, Tyreek. This is interesting. Devontae leads it with the least amount of games played on this list outside of Cooper Kupp.
He also hasn't had to split targets with anybody.
No, the
Hill
fact
had
that
to split targets, Kelsey had
Tyreek
to-
and Kelsey are 2nd and 3rd, and they've had to split on the same team every
So
year.
like Devontae's never had to really split them the way that Hill did. He'll split them with Kelsey, split them with Jalen Waddle last year. Yeah, no, that's a good question. That
was a great one, Night Hunter. Thanks for the 5, man. American 1020 with the 10. Love this collab, Fire Bro. Great football talks and info. Let's go. American 1020, one of the legends of the channel. Appreciate you, man.
Hold on. Maybe, I don't know how many people in the chat will get this. Cole reads these messages how they read on the circle. If you've seen the circle, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's how that's exactly how Cole reads.
I don't even know what the circle is.
I'm telling you, the people that are on the chat right now, if you watch the circle, tell me that he doesn't read these the same way that they read it on the circle. He reads it the exact same way. It's a show on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah. You gotta I'll send you a clip of it, but
Okay.
you read how they read messages on the circle.
That's my reading voice.
Yeah, that's how you read them. It's funny.
It might be the stereotypical white guy reading voice.
No, all of them on the circle read that way. It's not just the white guys.
Okay.
Everybody on the circle reads that way.
Ian with the 5 said, Butker makes every kick needed and misses the ones we don't. He might have lost this one game. Tired of the Butker hate. Yeah, I definitely don't hate Butker. I don't know. I think he's missed some. He was like 75% this past season. I mean, some of that's just getting back from the ankle injury, man. I think Butker said he came back a little too soon, but he was.
Julia knows.
He wanted to be out there.
Julia, I'm telling you.
Thanks for the 5, Ian.
Cole.
Julia knows.
Cole reads these exactly how they read on the circle. Pull up one, and I'm gonna tell you how they read on the circle. This is how they do it. Hold on. Read one that has an emoji. And that's how the people on the thing read.
Read one that has an emoji. Let me see.
Find one that. Here we go. Pull up Julie's. Pull up Julia's right there. This is how they read on the circle.
This? No, wait.
No, the next one.
Where'd it go?
Yeah, you lost it.
My chat jumps.
Oh my goodness.
Someone said Cole don't care.
Here we go. That one right there with the wheats. This is how it goes. Message: 2 bully wheats. Beer emoji. Send. That's how they read on the circle. That's how you read these messages.
That's how I read them.
Yeah, that's how you read the messages. That's how they read on the circle every time. For those of you that watch the circle, what always cracks me up on that show is they'll talk for like 30 seconds and then have like some super deep, man, this person's so real and genuine. I'll be like, you've talked for 30 seconds. How can you come to this conclusion? I love the circle. I
don't even know the circle singles. Maybe it's because I'm married.
That's great. I love the circle. I love all those dating shows on Netflix though. So.
Oh, it's a dating show?
Yeah, it's a dating social media show. They have this other show called The Perfect Match. I love Love Is Blind. I watch all of that stuff.
Chasing Kelsey? What about that one?
I did watch Chasing Kelsey. If you want, I'm serious. I would watch this summer. If you want to do a podcast where we just rewatch Chasing Kelsey, I would do it. I would come over here and we could, and I'm serious. We could live stream Chasing Kelsey and in real time respond, and I would come over here to do that podcast.
Dude, we should, because it's gonna get slow in the summer.
I'm serious. I would do it. I would come on here.
I haven't seen it, not all the way through, so I would be entertained.
I'm saying if we figure out a way to stream it and live watch it together with the chat on, I would do it.
Okay,
I would do it.
Oh my gosh, Chasing Kelsey
this July.
Brett with the 2. Appreciate that, man. Do you think we could trade for Mike Evans?
Pull up his contract real quick.
Yeah. I don't like. It's a great question. Here's his contract.
Oh, they're not cutting him. Look at his cap hit. Look at the dead cap.
His dead cap is $21 million.
And his cap is 23. You're not
base.
Yeah.
Cap hit's 23. Base salary of 13.
There's no reason to get rid of him.
But I think the question was, do you think we could trade for him?
I know, but I'm saying if you were Tampa Bay,
not getting rid of him.
There's just no benefit in doing it. If his dead cap is going to be 21 million, if he's on the team and not,
that's regardless that much money.
Yeah, you're going to take him.
I feel like the only kind of player you're trading for that is a QB that you're just done with.
I'm with you. And Mike Evans is still a productive player.
No, he is.
And if you're them and you're going to have, we don't know who their quarterback's going to be, but it could be a young guy. I want to give him Mike Evans.
Yeah.
For next year.
It could be. I don't know. It's not Carr. I don't think he's met with them. He's not a young guy either. Youngish. Chase with the 20. Thanks for the 20, man. With all the draft picks we have this year, if Veach hits it big in the draft again, how can we be stopped?
They won't be. That's the answer to your question. They won't be stopped. They have, 11 picks, I think it was? Most of their picks from the back half, though. They don't have a lot of high picks. They have a first. They have 31, 63, 93, 2 fourths, and they have a bunch of 6th and 7th picks.
And when you say 11, are you including comp picks?
Yeah, okay. I think they're gonna have 11 by the time it's over.
Appreciate the 20, Chase. Holy smokes, man. I'm out. I think here. Let's answer this while I.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see. What do you think about this? Do you think Rashad Bateman will get traded after his tweet today? Seems like a Veach move if we do.
That's the best question we've got all day. It does seem like a Veach move. 100% sounds like a Veach move. If I'm the Ravens, though, let's think this of the Ravens. Now, I know they traded Orlando Brown, so, maybe all that thought process goes out the window. But if I'm the Ravens, why would I, knowing the Chiefs' track record, I would give them our former first-round pick for pennies on the dollar? Pennies on the dollar. Bateman's 24 years old and making no money the rest of the year. I would
for 2 years.
I would trade him to the Chiefs. No, I'm trading him to the Carolina Panthers. No. I'm trading him to the Carolina Panthers.
He ain't a Chief?
Yeah, I'm trading him to the Carolina Panthers. Yeah. No, why would I give the Chiefs? Because, you obviously liked him, 2 years ago. You spent the 27th overall pick. Now I'm going to give him to the Chiefs at 24 years old with no money left on his deal? No, not at all. I'm not letting the Chiefs have him.
Cole smoking on that Joe Burrow?
On that Joe Burrow.
I don't know what I said for you to think that.
What is this? The night bot? Is that like a
night bot? It's like a mod with quick commands.
Oh, I know. I've never seen this before. I'm learning. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, I could do here's a great example. I could do ! register. And if you guys don't know, I'm doing an event at Boulevard Brewery, April 26th from 6 to 9 p.m. It's a pre-draft event. Nightbot just dropped the comment here.
What?
Yeah, man. It's you got to register to get in. There's limited tickets, but we rented out the rec deck at Boulevard. Beer on tap.
That's wealth.
Barbecue. It's kind of a risk/investment, assuming we're making back the ticket sales. But this is an opportunity to celebrate 100K on the channel because we'll be at 100,000 subs by April 26th. The draft coming, the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. So if you guys are interested, just go to register.hbtchiefs.com or check out the pinned comment up there. We have about just under 100 tickets left if you guys want to come.
How many tickets were available in the beginning?
150.
Oh, wow. Business is booming over here at how about those Chiefs?
It's just a way, man. I've never really hung out with the community in person, and I wanted to kind of go big. Like, just a dope venue. The rec deck's awesome, man. Games there. Yeah, beer on tap, barbecue. If you guys are interested in that, make sure to check the link. This was not planned to plug, but he was asking about Nightbot.
I didn't know what it was.
So, yeah, Nightbot just allows you to do, like, quick commands and stuff like that. Like, I could do...
the Night Watch.
What could I do? I think I could do ! Twitter, and it'll plug my Twitter page.
So you type something to get it to do that?
Yeah, but I have to program it on the back end.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's for streaming.
The Night Watch on Game of Thrones. You watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah, we've seen them. It's done, but...
I didn't know if you watched it.
Yeah, did you watch the new one?
I did not watch House of Dragons.
Yeah, it was all right.
I didn't watch it. I do plan on watching. I gotta watch.
It's a prequel,
the
so
Night of Us. I gotta watch that too.
It's a prequel.
I normally let shows finish and then it'll be like a random weekend where there's no football, and I'm like, oh well, I'll just start watching fill in the blank.
Yeah, dude, I'm watching Black Summer right now on Netflix. It's a zombie like horror show, bro. It's scary, but I like zombie stuff.
Someone asked, is this an adult only meetup? Oh, there's a Kadarius Tony lamp. People are saying there's a Tony lamp.
It's not adult only. It's 16 and up, but obviously you have to be 21 or up to drink. Blah blah blah. So no, you can bring.
To be 21 or over to drink.
Well, at Boulevard they're gonna card you.
Good point.
Yeah.
Maybe you get around it. Who knows?
Do I have the Tony lamp is this. Kadarius Tony.
Yo, what's going on over here? Why did I sign up to come over here?
Here he is. This is a guy I typically throw. So typically the screen looks like this.
Oh, I see.
And we put him up in the lamp.
Oh,
like this.
Oh, I see.
It's just a lurk off of the viral Pat Mahomes, and he smiled.
Okay. No, okay, I got it. No, I definitely got it. I see what the Tony lamp was.
He said, "What am I doing over here?"
What's going on?
Oh shoot!
Can you keep the Tony lamp up for us? Keep the Tony.
You
lamp
want it up?
Yeah, I might as well.
Okay, I'll keep him up. He has to be like in the bottom of the lamp.
That's fine. We leave him there.
He's lurking over your head. Hey, we haven't talked. We haven't really talked about this. But Cole asked, "Do you think Orlando gets franchised and a long-term deal worked out?" I mean, Veach at the Combine today, and you said on Kingdom Cast last night, you can never trust anything they ever say. But
Combine's not real.
Veach made it seem like a long-term deal was the preferred option with Orlando.
It certainly is.
But what are your thoughts on that? And I'm going to hunt down some more questions while you answer that.
If you're going to have a player play a second year on a franchise tag, I don't think that financially makes a lot of sense for you as an organization. I don't think it makes a lot of sense.
Britt Lyons with the freaking 100 bomb.
That's because you put up.
Said, holy crap, Nolan Smith ran a 4.39 40-yard dash. Love all the content.
That's because you put the Tony lamp
Everybody
up.
spam bees in the chat. He's got his own emoji.
He has bees?
The Tony lamp. Well, it's a bee emoji because his name's Britt.
Oh, yeah.
See these little red emojis?
Oh, yeah.
For Britt and Becky.
Okay, my bad. I'm learning.
He's one of the legends on the channel, man. Britt, thanks so much for the 100 bomb.
This is new. I don't know anything about it.
Were you surprised by that time?
I don't know who the person is that ran the time.
I don't either.
Nolan
I was hoping
Smith?
You did.
Nolan Smith that used to play for Duke.
Because I don't follow the draft stuff super heavy at the moment. What position is he? I thought he was...
I'm guessing he plays wide receiver. He plays D-line?
Outside linebacker. Ran a 4.39?
Yo, man.
That's psychotic.
How can you not believe in evolution? How can you not believe in evolution when a 235-pound human being ran a 4.3 today?
I think
40?
I mean, that's just why you mainly don't see a lot of white guys on the defensive side of the defensive side of the
You
field.
said that. I didn't say that.
No, I'd be saying it.
I didn't say that. I was thinking because, whenever we talk about Eric Bieniemy, people will be like, why don't you, why are there not more white players in the league? Well, I'd be like, why are you not asking white coaches? Why are they not getting more white players? Like,
They want the best. That's it. They don't care who.
I mean, white guys own the team. White guys are the coaches. White guys are the offensive coordinator. Like, why don't you ask them why they're discriminating against other white players? I don't know why I have to answer that question. I don't know. I don't have the answer to it.
Here's an EB question on the subject that I pinned. David Lee said Carrington.
Can we finish the Orlando Brown though?
Oh yeah. Sorry,
Orlando
bro.
Brown.
I have like ADD.
Yeah, it's Tony Lamps and people are sending money. It's a lot going on right now. I don't know the situation. But with Orlando Brown,
yeah.
Answer
that.
There's no more cap flexibility if you're gonna continue to franchise tag guys. Like, you can manipulate a contract if it's an extension. You can't do that under the franchise tag. So you lost that flexibility last year because he played under the tag. At this point, if you're going to have a player play 2 years under the tag, you just should have signed him to a contract.
Right.
You should have signed him to a contract. So I actually think it's in the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to be more motivated to do a deal this time than the last time.
Because they offered him a deal. It was like a 6-year
I don't think
blah, blah, blah.
I don't think that was a legitimate offer I don't think that was a legitimate offer. I know they offered all that, but all the money was at the end. It was a voidable year.
It was mainly, he said, the guarantees. He didn't like
They basically offered him a contract that was a franchise tag 2 times. That's basically what it was. That's not a contract offer. It's not a contract offer. That'd be like right now if your job gave you a 2% raise, it'd be like, hey, you asked for a raise, we gave it to you. Well, hold on, that's not what I meant. That's not a real offer. So no, I don't think they offered him a real contract. I think there's going to be more of a responsibility to try to get a deal done this time than the last time. I think it's in both sides' best interest. If you're Orlando Brown, you want the guaranteed money. If you're the Chiefs, you want the flexibility. I don't think the Chiefs felt any. What I think happened is I think the Chiefs put a deal on the table and said, take it or leave it. I don't think they're going to have that energy this time. I think they want to play ball a little bit better. I do think they'll reach an extension this year.
Are you team, let's get a deal done with Orlando? Because I don't know what else they're going to do. Like, are you like, yes? Or are you open to them exploring? Like, what do you do? It's not like they're going to trade up to pick 10 and get someone.
No, they're going to have Orlando Brown as their left tackle next year. I just don't. What's the better alternative? Like, they're not getting Taylor Lewan next year.
Laramie Tunsil trade?
Yeah, they're not doing that.
James, thanks so much for the 10. Dropped the 10 with I don't think he had a comment. He just dropped the 10. Appreciate that, man. And then Scott with the 5. Appreciate you, brother. Just got here. Should Snead go and we get a rookie? Oh, we did talk about that earlier.
I'm not against it. I'll just say that. I'm not against the idea. I don't know if I'm 100% for the idea. I'm not against the idea, though.
I can see, I see both sides. Like, if you're afraid you're not going to be able to work a deal out with Snead, knowing the other needs of the team, Orlando left tackle, Chris Jones, Frank Clark, Juju, like just different pieces that you need to put together. If you're like, well, we could play him the last year of his rookie deal, but the most we're going to get is what, a 3rd or 4th round comp pick out of him if he walks in free agency. If you want to shop him right now and see if you could get a haul for him, considering his position, and use that haul to trade up or just to get a 1st round, do the Trent McDuffie thing again. Not Trent McDuffie, but just another corner with Snead's absence. I could see why they would at least entertain the thought, but I'm pro, please keep Snead here if you can.
Yeah,
I love Snead.
I'm not against Snead.
Yeah.
One of my friends put on there. Can you go? It was one of my friends. It was Jeremy. He asked who put me on the Drake.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, my friend Jeremy.
Well, here, answer this question real quick if you want.
Yeah.
This was that David Lee question about Bieniemy.
Read it. I can't. I don't. Okay, here we go. You made it big for me.
You read that and answer. I'll search some more. I'll search some more comments.
That was crazy. Carrington, since everybody is being so nonchalant about AB's departure, would you at least admit it could change the locker room structure and ultimately could be more of a loss than people
realize?
I
Basically.
don't think that. I think the Chiefs are
Broncos country.
I think the Chiefs are like most like really successfully well-run companies that you lose a really good employee, but you've kind of prepared for this. That hey, you moved on to a new opportunity. Matt Nagy, who used to be the offensive coordinator, obviously good relationship with Patrick Mahomes, used to be a head coach in the league. We bring him back here. Like the Chiefs have done such a good job of kind of promoting from within. I don't think it's gonna I think this is a situation like both things can be true. Like Tyreek Hill is a great player, but the Chiefs were also able to manage not having Tyreek Hill on the roster. Like, it doesn't mean that Tyreek's not great. Tyreek was the top 5 receiver in the league. Like, I think both things can be true. Like, I think the Chiefs can be fine without Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah.
And Eric Bieniemy also have been important to what the Chiefs were doing. I think people are trying to create this, like, Team Edward, Team Jacob, like, rivalry against the two that I don't think the 2 points have to be on the other side.
I ruffled some feathers when I had a video titled something along the lines of, the Chiefs don't win the Super Bowl without Bieniemy. And some people thought I meant they will never win a Super Bowl without Bieniemy. That's not what I said. It was the find of the Jags scoring the touchdown on the fake motion, turning back around. EB's the one that brought it up. Now, could it just, did he find it? I don't know. I'm just saying EB I was giving EB his flowers, man, before he went to the Commanders. EB played a great role in the Chiefs Super Bowl win. The corn dog play and then the Sky Moore touchdown on the fake motion going back outside. The Jags exposed that. The Chiefs took advantage of it. It was incredible. I was giving EB his flowers, man. EB did say in a presser, I don't know if you saw this, but he said he knew basically when he signed that 1-year deal last year, he basically knew that he was going to be moving on. Yeah. They never brought it up outside of him and Coach Reed. They didn't want to be a distraction. And he said, he finished his time in KC at the highest. You won the Super Bowl. He was happy. He was very happy.
The question about the Drake and the
go ahead.
Smash
I don't know where that is though.
Oh,
I don't know where it is.
So I'll never forget. I was in college, and so in college, I would say there were like 3 games that like defined my college time.
Okay,
maybe more than that. Wii bowling. We used to play Wii bowling religiously when I was in college.
Wii Sports was freaking
incredible.
Fire.
Smash Bros. Halo 3. We went through a Gears of War's phase. This is when Gears of War first came out on the Xbox 360. We were playing that super, super heavy.
And when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper.
And I remember I was over my friend's Jeremy's house, and we were about to play Smash Bros. And he was like, yo, the dude from Degrassi raps. And I was like, for real? Jimmy Brooks? And he was like, yeah, you should listen to it. And he played Replacement Girl, and I was like, oh, this is kind of catchy. And yeah, I've been listening to Drake ever since. So Jeremy Ellis, he put me on to Drake. We used to play Smash Bros. He used to play Yoshi back in the day. I was not a Yoshi person. I was a Link or Roy back on the Smash Bros. Melee days for those who used to play the game. I like the guys that had the sword. I like the guys that you could kind of get a little range, a little combat. I used to love Link. You could hit with the arrows. You could throw the bomb. He had that move. You could jump up and bring the little the sword down with the Triforce. Oh yeah, I was a big. We used to play Smash Bros. Religiously in college. That's my little quick Smash Bros. Story.
No, I love it, man. I was a big COD guy. I played a lot of Call of Duty. Call of Duty and Halo.
I never was a Call of Duty guy.
Call of Duty and Halo's mine. Yo, first up, Chris with the 10 gifted. Bro, thank you so much, man. Chris is one of the legends on the channel, always gifting memberships. Appreciate that a ton. What is this? Do you know what this is?
Yeah, so I used to do this thing on my Facebook Live. It was called Cooking with Carrington.
Okay.
So my friend Cole would come over and he would record me cooking.
A white Cole?
Yeah, white Cole like you. His name is Cole Voss. That's my guy.
Hey, there we go.
And he would come over and we would cook. So one day, I think I might still have the video of it. I was frying chicken and I dropped the phone into the grease. So like I literally, you can see from a camera view, because I'm like doing it myself, you can see a first person view of somebody dropping their phone into oh my God, it was so funny.
No way.
It was so funny.
You were like live streaming it and dropping your phone?
Yeah, and I dropped my phone. Yeah, and after that point is when I started having somebody record it for me. Yeah, no. That's a true story.
That's incredible.
No, that's my guy Jeremy.
Oh, that was the
that's
question.
My guy
Jeremy, thanks so much for the 5. I missed that.
Yeah, no, Jeremy. Jeremy. I actually went to Jeremy's when he joined the fraternity, his probate. I went to it. He went to Mizzou.
Okay.
And he probably not remember this. I actually bought a pair of Allen Iversons that weekend that I went to go see him at Mizzou. We had a great time in Mizzou.
That's awesome.
That was a great weekend. That's all I'm gonna add to the story. But was a great weekend at Mizzou, especially whenever your boy joins a fraternity that weekend. No, it was a great weekend. It's a good time.
Was Boulevard involved?
No.
All right.
That was not what we were drinking that weekend. That's not what we were.
Were you Jalen Watsoning out?
No,
were you getting
I wasn't
wheelchaired
that
out?
bad. No.
Oh, man. Terry with the 20. Thank you so much. She said, born and raised in KC, graduated from Excelsior Springs in 77, retired in a small mountain town exactly between Athens, Georgia Bulldogs, and Clemson. Let's freaking go. Terry, appreciate you so much. Thanks again for
I saw that
generous
Charles Penn
20.
was on here. Charles, I want you to tell everybody right now in the chat, do you remember the time that I shut you out in NFL Blitz at Up Down? You did not score a single point against me. I don't know any people in the chat right now. Charles Penn, good luck, Chuck. We played NFL Blitz at Up Down, and he didn't score. Not a single point. He did not score. I want him to tell you. I want him to go in the chat right now, and I want you to tell him the story of the time he didn't score. That's it.
Tell him.
That's it.
American 1020 with the 10. Thoughts on Jacoby Myers letting Jay Watson and Juju walk?
I mean, I would bring back Juju. I mean, the Justin Watson, I mean, that's like, Justin Watsons that are on the National Football League? A guy that can be your fifth receiver that can get you 300 yards receiving. Like, he's like a dime a dozen player. I mean, they could bring him back. They could not bring him back. I'm not too.
Do you like Jacoby? I mean, we talked a little bit about Jacoby Myers.
I do like Jacoby Myers. I think he's a good player. I think he's probably going to get paid more than the Chiefs want to pay.
I was going to say.
I think he's going to get paid more than the Chiefs want to pay. I think he's like a really good. I think he's a really good number two. I think he's a really good number two.
Yeah, I mean, he's a free agent.
Yeah, in the last 2 years, he's been really, really productive. 26 years old, really productive. Drew Rosenhaus is his agent.
800 yards last season, 6 TDs.
Last 2 years, been healthy. 800 yards. Or he had 866 in 2021, 804 in 2022. Yeah, Jacoby Myers gets a multiple-year contract. Yeah, multiple-year deal. 26-2, really productive player. Yeah, that guy gets paid. So, no, I don't think they're getting Jacoby Myers. I don't think he signs a one-year deal. I don't think they're going to be the market for a guy that's – the only guy I think is getting a multiple-year deal will be Juju if they sign a guy. I don't think anybody else is. Justin Watson, like I said, he's a dime a dozen guy. Like I could see them drafting a guy to replacing him. I could see John Ross replacing him next year. Like Justin Watson, he's a 400-yard receiver.
I will say this, and we've talked about this, and Mahomes didn't say it was because he was white, but when they were training in before OTAs in Texas,
you said
Justin Watson is running routes, and Mahomes called Veach. Yo, how fast is this guy? Because Justin Watson was holding it down.
Yeah, he wasn't holding the ball during the season.
No, he went through that rough patch in December.
He couldn't catch.
It was so bad. He made some clutch plays, showed up a little clutch outside of December. But, dude, there was a spot in there. I was like, God, he is struggling. Allen with the 2. Did anyone see Brian Brees workout? Draft him. I did not. Did you?
I don't know who is Brian Brees?
Bro,
who are these people?
I've never claimed to be a draft expert. And I got my head in the Chiefs sand right now.
I feel like Kiki Palmer. I don't know that man. That man could be standing right here. I don't know who he is. What team?
He's a defensive tackle for Clemson.
I don't know who that man is.
No, I need to look at his workout though. Alan, thanks so much for the 2.
I don't know who that is.
Info said, why trade Snead now when you could potentially tag and trade Snead next year if needed? Well, yeah, we talked about it. It just depends on the team's needs. If they keep Chris Jones on his current deal right now, absorb the cap hit, and want to tag him next year, are you saying you're going to tag Chris Jones or Snead over Chris Jones? So, Chase with the 20. What's your guys' prediction for the Chiefs' first-round pick? Do you have one?
Nobody knows.
Thanks for the 20, first off.
I don't know. I mean, I wish I could. I mean, I could bullshit right now and give you. Oh, I think the Chiefs are gonna. Bro, I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
I mean, how about this? If let's say the Chiefs bring back,
the Chiefs don't pick high enough for you to accurately predict who they're.
I know it's tough.
They don't predict it. Now. Let's say the Chiefs pick 12. I think you could maybe guess who they're gonna take. Like you could get a range of people.
Yeah.
At 31. You have no clue who they're going to take. You could do a contest right now on your poll where you will give somebody $50 who accurately picks. Maybe one person wins. Maybe one person wins.
And when it's Grim, be the Grim Reaper.
Nobody knows they're going to pick
get
at
it.
31. Lamar Jackson went the final pick in the draft. The final pick.
That's crazy.
Also, you have no clue if the Chiefs are going to make the pick or not.
Yeah.
Now, maybe they'll make the pick because they're at home, right? Maybe. Like, hey, you had to wait the whole day. We want to be able to say the first round pick of the Kansas City Chiefs, right?
Right.
Like, that's worth it to us to not pick up the other thing. But would anybody be surprised if the Chiefs trade back from 31 to 35 and pick up a third round pick because a team wants to draft in the first round and get a quarterback with that final first round pick? So, like, yeah, nobody can tell you who they're going to take. I mean, I wish I could, but I'm just telling you.
I mean, yeah, it's impossible because we talked about it earlier. Like, there's only a few position groups they probably won't take in the first round. And if let's say like they rework Chris Jones, he stays. Frank Clark stays. Juju stays. Well, then you could be like, well, they're maybe they're going to do somebody on the D line or the O line. But Brett Veach and company, they have a true round one grade on certain players, and if they're available, they'll take a swing at them. Brett Veach said in his presser at the Combine, they're just going to look at who's available, and they're not necessarily going to I don't know if discriminate's the right word, but
Discriminate.
I don't
crazy
know.
word.
I don't know what it's not that word.
No, that's the word you wanted to use, discriminate. You was talking about Justin Watson. Now you use terms like discriminate.
Well, he basically said, we're not going to just look at the position group and be like, oh, we're full there, and we're going to pass, because he was talking about a few years ago when the Chiefs lost 3 starters or so on the D line within the first 3 weeks. So he was just saying, like, even if you think we don't need somebody in that position group, we're still going to look at them if they have a true round one grade.
Take starters.
Yep,
Just take
exactly.
starters.
Aaron with the 10 gifted. Thanks so much, man. That's crazy.
Take starters.
Appreciate you.
It's that simple. Take starters. That's all I'm always going to be. Take guys you think can help.
I'm with it. Dub, he's from over the pond, man.
The pond.
Across the pond. Would you rather bring back Dunlap or Clark?
I don't think it's an either-or situation. Between those two, I think you rather bring back Clark, and I think you can find the 1-year veteran pass rusher. I mean, Melvin Ingram was available 2 seasons ago. Dunlap was available last season. Yeah, I mean, I think you can bring back both of them, but to answer your question, if you're saying which one would I rather have, I'd pick Frank Clark to bring back.
Me too.
And I would just try to find a Dunlap replacement. I think it's going to be easier to find a Dunlap replacement than a Frank Clark replacement. Because with Frank Clark, you're trying to find a defensive lineman that plays, 65% of the snaps, 70% of the snaps?
Yeah.
At like $15 to $18 million a year, there's just not a lot of those guys that exist, So, yeah.
Yeah, I would go with Frank. I mean, especially if he had a year that like this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would take Frank. Thanks for the 10 euro, the 10. I don't even know what it is. They're like, they said it's not euros anymore. I was like,
pounds.
I was like, bro, I just give my wife the money, so I don't know anything about money. American 1020 again with the 5. Justin Ross. Okay, here we go. You ready for this?
No, I don't want to talk about Justin Ross.
Thanks for the 5, bro.
No, I don't want to talk about Justin Ross.
Well, I think he's actually being serious, but like,
he's probably being serious too. It doesn't mean I want to talk about him, though. Not with Kadarius Toney watching over me.
I mean,
hold on. Oh, there it goes.
There he is. I mean, the answer I gave today, my expectations are probably what the Chiefs' expectations are for Justin Ross. Not much. However, could he potentially contribute and make the 53? Possibly. He's going to be on the back end of the receivers, in my opinion. But he's such a low risk, low cost signing. I mean, why not take a guy like him, knowing you've got one of the best medical staffs in the NFL? They reoperated on his foot. He's got all off season. He's been in there working. He's shared on Instagram recently. He's been in there training. So, I mean, my thoughts are on Justin Ross. I'm keeping my expectations low, but I'm rooting for the guy. I love an underdog story. It's dope. Could he come in and be wide receiver 2 next year? I don't think so, but dude, I'm fine to be wrong. C-Dot's over here like, nah, but like,
Google right now how many yards Justin Watson had last year. Google Justin Watson.
Justin Watson stats?
Yeah, Justin Watson. Who was there?
It was a few hundred yards, maybe just 200.
Google that. Google Justin Watson yards last year.
You think he could do that?
I think this is the best case scenario.
Justin Watson career stats.
He had 315 yards last year.
And 2 TDs.
Do we think that Justin Ross has more or less than 315 yards? So I will take the under.
You'll take the under?
I'll take the under right now happily. He's missed 2 of the last 3 football seasons.
Yeah.
He missed a year at Clemson. He played his last year, and then he missed all of last year. We think that guy has more than 315 yards next year? No. I'll take the under.
I'm definitely rooting for the guy, man. I know a lot of people.
I'm rooting for him too. I'm just here to keep it real with you.
No, you're good. I mean,
I'm here to tell the people right now in the chat. I'm here to tell them the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for the guy, but dude, we'll just have to see. The same with John Ross that they signed. He's fast. He's really fast. But if anybody can scheme that guy, it's going to be Andy Reid. Right. We'll just have to see.
You know what? I'm going to leave at 9:45. Let's get some rapid fire questions here.
Bet. Yeah, I was actually going to ask what he needed to go.
That's 7 minutes.
7 minutes warning.
How long have I been here for? No one can say I haven't been here for a while.
We started at 8.
Go ahead, look at the time. Look at the time at the top. Do the little.
Well, we started at 8.
Yeah, go to the time it's running. Think of that. 1:35. That's a whole movie I've been here.
Bro, and you've
got a whole movie.
And you've got to watch a movie still tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Semi-pro.
I got to watch semi-pro. And I did this earlier today on my own show.
Bro, you've been talking Chiefs all
day.
Eric Wahlberg with the 2 said, "Keep Snead, Bolts fam, let's ride." I believe that's what he said.
Both fam, let's ride.
Says that.
Was the space bar not working?
Maybe he was trying to hashtag it.
It wasn't working? Yeah, right now, if you want a question, go ahead, rapid fire, boom, boom, boom.
Cola's Wise gives Danny the money, plus she keeps him in the basement. Hey, Danny handles the budget. She pays the bills. I just work here. You know what I mean? American 1020 with the 10. Wow. Thanks, bro. Lots of good edges in DT in this draft. That kid, Lucas Van Ness, looks like a monster. Yikes. By the way, thanks for keeping it real. He's talking to you. I'm keeping it real.
Oh, yeah.
About Justin Ross.
100%. Yeah, no, real. Yeah.
I mean, I hope the Chiefs...
Yeah, I just maybe maybe I'm just not good at my job, but you know what, man? You know what? I just don't I don't have enough interest right now in who the Chiefs are going to draft with the 31st overall pick. I just don't have. I'm not saying at one point I won't have the interest for it, but March Madness, the Big 12 tournament is next week. The NCAA tournament is right around the corner. I'm not watching the combine to see who the Chiefs could maybe draft at 31. I don't have it in me yet. I don't have it in me.
Think about this one. What do you think about Colin Saunders?
That's a good question, actually. That's one of the better questions we've gotten. Yeah. I don't think that him or Nadi are both back on the team.
No?
I don't think both of them. I just think, yeah, probably not. No. I think you normally are like, yeah, if you're Saunders, you probably want to get a little bit paid. And if you're the Chiefs, you had him on a 4-year, $3 million deal. You're going to now sign him to a $3 million deal.
I mean, here's like his basic stats.
I thought he actually played really well this year.
He had a good year.
I was very, very impressed with. I was very impressed.
I like the idea of bringing him back. I mean, they have several defensive tackles that are free agents this year. I mean, a lot of rotational guys, but I do like Saunders.
Thanks, Denise. Denise was very kind. Thanks to her for being kind in the chat.
Denise, appreciate you.
That's never.
There's been a few KU comments in here. Yo, Gigi Omen with the 50. Hey guys. Well, hello, Gigi Omen with the 50. How's it going?
Hey, whatever, Gigi or whatever.
Gigi Omen.
Oh, that's her name, Gigi Omen.
His name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bro, he sent me that. See that Batman car?
Oh, that's cool.
He mailed me that.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's like vintage.
I've never got nothing like that.
Well, I could
quit my job and start doing this for a living. Start doing this.
The radio station won't let you take gifts. They want the gifts.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing this for a living. This seems like the
Brian Savage, I love Saunders. His motor is unreal. Any rapid fire questions? How far will Jalen Carter fall?
I haven't been keeping up enough to know, honestly. I don't know where you're supposed to go before. I don't know.
Who do you think the Chiefs will play in Germany?
I think it's either going to be
Is it the Bears?
Miami, Miami, Chicago, Detroit. I think it's one of those three. I don't think the other games make sense. It's one of those three. If I had to guess, it's probably the Bears. It's probably the Bears. That makes the most sense. But it's one of those three. It's either Miami, Chicago, Detroit. Those are the only games that make sense.
I mean, my thoughts are they're going to be so jazzed about the Chiefs coming. I don't think it matters who the Chiefs play.
Yeah, they're getting to see Patrick Mahomes.
I know. So
they could be playing.
That's why I'm like, it could just be the Bears.
XFL. It doesn't matter.
Like, who's an all-star on the Bears right now?
Nobody.
That's my point. It doesn't matter because
they get to see Patrick Mahomes.
Because Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, like those guys are coming to Germany, and everybody's coming to see that team play. No matter
Super Bowl.
No matter who. Yep. That's why I think it could be the Bears.
The Bears.
Bears. A lot of people are saying, do we trade up? I mean,
that's a possibility, yeah. Especially with how many late round picks they have. Like, they have so many 7th round picks.
I know.
Like, let's say that you really like a player and he's at 29, right? Let's say he's at 29 and you're at 31. To move up the 2 spots, what is it going to cost you? If you got to give up a 6th round pick to move up the 2 spots, then move up the 2 spots and go get your player. Yeah. So I'm always in the get players. Like, you know, everybody has a board. You know, like the Chiefs don't have Bryce Young on their board. They're not taking Bryce Young, right? But they have a good idea of, hey, these are 40 players that are going to be available whenever we pick.
Right.
Is this a guy that we can, you know, and then once you start to narrow it in, all right, we got 1st round grades on these 3 guys. Well, can we still get this player at 34 and still keep, you know what I mean? So like, there's so much. I think where the Chiefs select is the hardest to predict because it's so many moving parts. It's not hard to predict who's going to be the 9th overall pick in the draft, right? It's not super hard to do. 31st is impossible.
Yeah,
I'm more excited that they're hosting the draft over who they're going to potentially get.
You going to show up? Are you going?
Oh, yeah, of course. I think we're doing the show from down there somewhere. I don't know, but
I'm gonna go. I'll go and be around. We have the pre-draft event at Boulevard, but I think I'm gonna actually stream here during the draft. Okay. Hang out with the community. I've got a couple guys coming to help edit. Pretty excited about that. American 1020 with a 10. Appreciate you, brother. Here's a fire question. How about those Chiefs? Let's freaking go.
Let's do it.
How about them? Then we had I thought we had another one pop in, but maybe it was.
I think we're at the end.
We made it.
I think we reached the end of our
Yo, everybody that's watching, even though he can't hear you, round of applause for Carrington for coming out to the basement office, the HBTC headquarters, man. We've been trying to do this for a while. So everybody
tell people the truth. We had this scheduled.
No, we had it scheduled and we got the stomach bug and I'm glad
you had COVID.
I'm glad I postponed it because, dude, I got the stomach bug that next day.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
You would have probably got it.
Because we were going to do it in the morning before I went to work. It was going to be like 9:30 or whatever. But yeah, you know what? After the draft, I will come back. If the people on the chat want me to come back after the draft, I will come back.
And we've held between about 400 to 500 people tonight. So
yeah. Or if something big happens, like if you know.
Well, and if there's some crazy stuff to talk about, if you're ever on your lunch break or whatever, and could hit you up for a 10-minute.
Let's say that Juju Smith-Schuster signs with the Broncos. Then yeah, that'll change. That'll change. But yeah, no, I am very happy to come back out here. I enjoyed my time. I learned about the
Kadarius,
the Tony Lamp, and no, I appreciate all you guys' support. I appreciate you guys helping Cole out, man. I want to do everything I can to help content creators, man. So if that just means giving couple hours of my time to do so, man. I'm happy to do it.
And I joked with him when he said this, because Carrington said, do I get a cut of this? Hey, just so you guys know, whatever I make on the stream, I'm giving Carrington 50%. Man.
I don't want any of it.
I'm Venmoing you, bro.
I don't want any of it.
If somebody like you is willing to come and give up a whole evening, bro, I got you.
I don't want any of it. I don't want any of it. I just, like I said, man, I've told Cole this, man. I want to help content creators as much as I can. I think it's cool. I think it's super important. You know, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate Cole, man. I want to keep seeing his channel grow, so I'm happy to help. I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to go eat at Whataburger, which is around the corner from where we are. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching our live stream today.
Thanks for all the gifted, all the dono bombs, likes, comments. Appreciate you guys. I mean, this was the first time having a guest like this. It was a lot of fun. We'll do it again down the road, and just appreciate everything. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. We out of here, man.